Let's talk about it. Federal layoffs are here. Why you must be war ready and not emotional. Let's get into the clips.
Okay, so I don't know you and you don't know me, so I can keep your secret. I'm a federal employee. I want to know who's taking a buyout and why. And if you don't feel comfortable commenting, just DM me because everything is saying don't take it. But like I'm so confident in myself because I'm an entrepreneur as well. It's like, I mean, maybe, but I just don't trust it. But for sure, if you're taking a buyout, comment why and like and share because I want like a good sample size because I'm nosy and I'm anxious. But I'll keep your secret. Yeah. All right, bye.
One thing that I love that she said is she has faith in herself. She doesn't mind betting on herself and her skills and her abilities. And in these times with these mass layoffs, you must be confident in yourself and in your skills because that's the only thing that's really going to save you. Now, as far as these federal buyouts, I got a lot of pushback in my comments on my previous video when I suggested that people should take the buyout. Many said that, they're not going to pay out. You're going to get finessed. You're going to get scammed. But my thing is this: you have to understand this administration has a plan, and the whole buyout, whether you believe you're going to get paid out or not, was just phase one. They said roughly 75,000 federal employees have taken the buyout since as of today, I believe, or a few days ago, the window has now closed, but they were looking for more than 5 to 10% of the total government to be reduced, and they did not reach that number. So, what does that tell you? There's more bloodshed to come. Now, knowing this and understanding this, you really have no choice. What they're telling you is this. I mean, if you've ever seen the movie State Property, one of the lines in the movie is either you're going to get down or you're going to lay down. And with these buyouts, that was their way of telling you to voluntarily get down using your own free will. And now that not enough people have accepted these buyouts, they're going to put you down. Which and what do I mean by that? They're going to make up whatever reason that they need to justify to fire you. And then now it's 100% chance that you're not getting a buyout. And also they're going to fight tooth and nail, um, probably so you don't get unemployment. We have to look at this strategically and warlike and not be in our feelings and in our emotions and think that, oh, they can't do this. They're showing you every day that they can. They're showing you every day that you can.
Just got fired via phone call. Me, I was a forestry technician for the USDA Forest Service, and my crew dealt with timber sales and management. So think salvage sales, wildfire mitigation, American lumber product, forest and ecosystem health. So I was still in my probationary period, and I was 3 months away from getting my 1 year. I have put 5 years of my career into public service and natural resources. And this is how we are getting treated right now. Now, my supervisor can't answer any of my questions, like what's going to happen to my last paycheck because they're going to log us out and we won't be able to put in our time. What's going to happen to my health insurance? Am I going to get my separation form, my final one? Because I need that paperwork to apply for unemployment. And these are not merit-based firings. All of my performance reviews my entire career have been stellar, nothing under fully successful. And the legality of this is questionable at best. So I guess if anybody knows any good federal employee lawyers or anyone I can talk to about this, because yeah, this is definitely making my life a lot harder right now. I had to get put on anxiety medication because of all of this stress. It kind of felt a little bit like a weight was lifted off my shoulders when I got the phone call because now I don't have to worry if I'm gonna be fired anymore because it already happened. But, just fucking ridiculous. It's very much giving tech bro layoff. And for those who don't know, there are certain processes and procedures that must be done before a reduction in force can be enacted. And according to my supervisor, they had zero prior knowledge that this was about to happen. So let's see what happens next, I guess.
It's no way you're telling me that she was not aware as a forestry technician that her job was definitely not on the line. And with this reduction in federal workers, that she probably would be one of the first let go given that position. Um, I want to screen share. I want to share my screen briefly so we can all have an understanding of what a forestry technician is. Again, this is nothing against forestry technicians, but I mean, it's pretty obvious that she would be let go. Again, like I said, she says she was on a probationary period, so I'm not sure if she was offered any type of buyout, but if she was and she did not take it, it's kind of hard to feel bad for her. It says a forestry technician is a professional who works under the supervision of a forester, primarily responsible for collecting data, monitoring forest health, assisting with forest managed activities like harvesting and replanting, and ensuring sustainable practices are followed in forest operation, often involving field work and outdoor tasks like surveying, measuring timber, and assessing forest conditions. Again, not saying that this is not an important role, not saying that it's not necessary, but in the times we're in, you should have known that, again, you were definitely going to be on the chopping block.
Federal employees, let's talk about what's happening with probationary employees under President Trump's new executive orders. These changes could affect over 200,000 federal workers currently in their probationary periods, so it's critical to understand what this means for you. My name is Sean Southworth. I'm the founder and partner at Southworth PC, and I've dedicated my career to protecting federal employees. If you're in your probationary period, here's what you need to know. First, agencies are now required to compile lists of newly hired probationary employees and assess their suitability for continued employment. During the probationary period, which typically lasts 1 to 2 years, employees can be terminated more easily than tenured workers, but that doesn't mean you're without rights. Second, probationary employees are still protected from discrimination, retaliation, and whistleblower reprisals. So if you're facing adverse actions based on those unlawful reasons, legal recourse is still available. Finally, this initiative highlights the importance of understanding your rights. Southworth PC work in closely monitoring new directives being implemented, and we're ready to stand by federal employees navigating these challenges. If you believe you're being unfairly targeted, feel free to contact us at 866-333-0120. We're here to tackle this together.
My thing is this, nothing wrong with seeking legal recourse, but the real question is, even if you are successful in your litigation, how long is this going to take? How long will they be able to drag this out in court? 2 years, 4 years, 6 years, 8 years, 10 years? Who knows? We all know. I mean, I think it's a good percentage of Americans who live paycheck to paycheck. You're not going to have the money to outlast a situation like this. This is why it comes back to my original point of your best bet for many was to take the buyout. 6 to 7 months of pay. Um, at least you give yourself a chance to fight another day. You have people who are living paycheck to paycheck. So when they move to phase two now, and all these people who had the opportunity to take the buyout and do not, and they wind up getting laid off, and now they have no money coming in, they are going to be up shit's creek without a paddle. Again, that's why I titled this, We Have to Have a Warlike Mindset and Not Be Emotional. Again, to think that this administration is going to be playing by the rules, you're absolutely foolish. Again, you have to be strategic and try to make the best out of this situation and just try to survive at this point in time.
Okay, federal employee friends, I'm back again. This time with potentially not great news. I'm starting to hear rumors, mostly rumors. I have seen one email from the union at the U.S. Treasury Department that says they've been notified to expect approximately 9,000 of the 15,000 probationary employees at Treasury to be fired on Tuesday. So if you're with Treasury or any of the underlying organizations and you're probationary, I'd highly advise that you make sure your supervisor has email and phone number for you, your union steward has email and phone number for you, ways to contact you, and that as soon as you can, you start printing off all of your personnel files that you have access to freely. If you can't do that until you get into the office on Tuesday, make sure it's done, because you don't know if you're going to be one of these estimated 9,000. Sorry to bring this bad news. It sucks to get on a Sunday night. I know tomorrow is a holiday for most people, so you have one extra day. That's good, but we're not at the end of these illegal firings. So if you're probationary in any agency, I recommend you take these same steps.
Again, like I said, this is the time not to be emotional, but be strategic and have a plan.
DOJ began discussing mass layoffs. The median home price in Washington, D.C. has fallen by around $139,000. In 30 days, nearly 4,000 homes have been listed for sale in and around Washington, D.C. In November 2024, the median house in Washington, D.C. was worth around $699,000, according to Redfin. Today, the median home is worth $560,000, marking around a 20% drop in around 3 months. There are almost 8,000 homes for sale in the Washington, D.C. metro area. Nearly half of these homes have been listed over the last 30 days. Just a reminder, the link to my newsletter on Substack is in my bio. We still don't know if TikTok is eventually going to be banned or not, so I hope to see you there.
From 700,000 median value to 560,000 in 30 days. And again, this is just the beginning of these mass federal layoffs. So that means that number, that 560 could turn into 500, 450 real fast. Again, this is very serious matter. And that's why people really have to start approaching this um, seriously. Again, like I said, I mean, the TikToks and laughing and joking and thinking, oh, they can't do this, they can't do that. But yet every day they're showing you they got the juice right now, you know. So either you're gonna fight fight to see another day or get buried. I mean, this is, it's definitely a very sad situation. But again, like I said, I'm seeing so many people just in my comment section alone so emotional about this. And I'm like, you're not going to make it with that type of mindset. Again, you have to have your game face on and charting a plan. Charting a plan. Again, if that may be relocation, restructuring, having to sell a home. I mean, whatever you have to do to survive this, because this is going to be ugly. This is definitely going to be um, one event for the history books.
House is offering buyouts worth 7 months of salary to all federal employees who opt to leave their jobs by February 6th. It's part of President Donald Trump's unprecedented overhaul of the U.S. government. In its email memo detailing its plans, the Office of Personnel Management lists 4 directives that it says Trump is mandating for the federal workforce going forward, including that most workers return to their offices full-time. The federal government employs more than 3 million people, which makes it roughly the nation's 15th largest workforce.
I want to hear from my federal workers in the comments. So let me know, did you take the bio? If so, please explain in the comments. If you turned down a buyout, give me your reasoning why. I look forward to hearing from you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.